In today's video, we're gonna cover the mysterious sewers which appearance is not the same as seen in Edward's Sewer Adventure when compared to No Time. I intend to explain my theories on why, so without further ado, let us begin. My first theory is that Edward's Sewer Adventure is set in an alternate timeline. Now hold on, you might be streaming at the top of your lungs asking,
Hannah Holly, how can that be? Edward says in Act 2 he once explored the sewers as a
Shush. And yes, he did. However, I never actually said that we were playing as Edward from the Alpha timeline in Edward's Sewer Adventure. So to clear things up, yes, Edward did explore the sewers as a kid in No Time. However, we do not play as the same Edward from No Time in Edward's Sewer Adventure. We are playing as Edward in an alternate timeline. Now it's time to provide some evidence to support my theory. Alright, now we are back to the entrance of the sewer, and you might be thinking,
why are we back here?
well, because there's an inconsistency with the sewer here when compared to No Time. Can you spot the difference? Chances are you've probably seen the difference about now. If not, let me point it out to you. For example, right here. You might be thinking, what's wrong here? Well, the problem is here that in Edward's Sewer Adventure, the tunnel goes straight, but in No Time, it goes down. Now, if we quickly go back to Edward's Sewer Adventure, we can see that the sewer entrance here is not possible, because if the sewer just goes straight, it would in fact cut into the road in No Time, as shown here. Now, take a look at these support beams. Now look at the same support beams in Edward's Sewer Adventure. The support beams are practically right next to the sewer, while in No Time, it's way in the back. Another thing about the sewer entrance here is the fact that the sewer entrance is directly between the two support beams. Or is it? The problem here is that the support beams are way too far from each other when compared to No Time. Notice how the sewer in No Time fills the gap between the support beams, however in Edward's Sewer Adventure, the gap is not filled. This support beam on the left should be touching the sewer as seen in No Time. However, it does not and leaves a large gap. Now, of course, there's the fences and train carriage, but I don't consider these a discrepancy because they're clearly there to prevent the player from coming out of bounds. Okay, so I don't want to go on more rants, so I'm just gonna quickly say what else is wrong out here and then I'm gonna move on. The bottom part of the hedges are wooden, while in No Time, they are bricks. And not even to mention, this entire hedge is missing in No Time. Also, look at the terrain here. Notice here from the rail how the terrain goes down, but in Edward's Sewer Adventure, the terrain goes up. So chances are you probably remember this wooden pallet here. Now question is it in No Time? Of course not. Like why else would I even bring it up? Anyways, see this pillar here? It should be taller than the hedge here, according to Edward's Sewer Adventure anyway. Oh yeah, and this gate down here and the hedge does not exist in No Time. Now we gotta go back to the sewers. The sewer layout is not the same as in Edward's Sewer Adventure when compared to No Time. Okay, so originally I was supposed to make a comparison here showing the difference between No Time and Edward's Sewer Adventure sewer layout. But then I realized it was insanely boring to see somebody walk for a minute straight. So instead, I made this map. Ah yes, take it in for a second. Okay, I'm over it. I'm going to put the Edward's Sewer Adventure sewer layout map in the bottom left corner so you can see where we are in No Time relative to Edward's Sewer Adventure. Alright, down here is the player. You probably realize why I didn't do this to begin with. Like, it's insanely boring. So instead, I'm gonna fast forward. Here we come into an issue. So there's a left and right. However, according to the Edward's Sewer Adventure sewer layout, the right, as depicted here on the map, shouldn't be across from the left sewer, which is here. Yet, the left and right sewers are right across from each other in No Time. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know where we are on the Edward's Sewer Adventure sewer layout map. So if this is the left sewer tunnel. Alright, so I've come to a conclusion. The sewer layout simply doesn't make sense. Like at all. Like nothing makes sense. It's insane. Like not even the low levels say here. Like tell me where is the entrance to the low levels? And where is the hermit's place? Like it's not here. Is this the low levels? Like where is the hermit's place then? Where's the hermit himself? Yeah, so thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Let's go to the next theory. This theory proposes that we are actually playing Edward's flashback of his adventure in the sewers, aka his memory of events. Now, the reason I am theorizing this is because in the very start of the game, we see Edward introducing himself on a tape recorder. Now, many people probably didn't think too much of this, however, at the end of the game we see Edward escaping from the sewers, and is questioned by the Pine Island police, as implied by the detective during his report at the end of the game.
The kid will do his telling of the story truthfully, no doubt.
Chances are you see what I'm getting at. I believe this tape is in fact Edward's interview a few days later, after the incident in the sewers. For example, look at how the text is formatted.
My name is Edward Author, and I'm 14. Well, the story went like this. I was preparing for an exploration of the sewer complex underneath Pine Lake. The date was August 21st, 1971, at 10:23 in the morning. I told my parents I'd be back by dusk.
Oh yeah, before I forget, the tape recorder as shown here in Edward's Sewer Adventure is also shown in no time. And where is the tape recorder? In the Pine Lake police station. This proves that we are in fact listening to Edward's interview in the very beginning of the game. So, at the end of the day, it would seem that Edward's Sewer Adventure is really just Edward's flashback. And that explains all the inconsistencies with the sewers, the outside, why nothing seems the same as in no time, why the scale is different, why it's all pixelated, why it's glitching, why do no trains ever come through no matter how long we wait. Is it because we're truly playing Edward's flashback of what happened, and what we see is what he remembers? But don't get too ahead of yourself. After all, this is just a theory, a no time theory.
Poopy Pants Daycare Incorporated.